Welcome back. We do apologize for that abrupt cut, but that's where we get to end it on paper review. You can do well to get yourself a hard copy of either of the papers or log on to their website so you can get details of the headlines that we read out to you. It's still Monday's edition of the Morning Ride here on Delta Television, and it's time now for our interview segment. And on this interview, we'll focus on the developmental strides of the current administration in Delta State under the visionary leadership of His Excellency, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oberewere, the Governor of Delta State. This interview's topic is More Agenda in Action, Transforming Delta State for the Future. The More Agenda, meaningful development, opportunities for all, realistic reforms, and enhanced peace and security has become a roadmap for sustainable growth, inclusive governance, and improved quality of life for Deltans. To shed more light on the progress made so far and what the people can expect in the months ahead, we are joined by the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Media, Ambassador S.A. Madifie, who will provide insights into the execution, impact, and future direction of the More Agenda. Good morning. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so now for clarity, can you briefly explain what the More Agenda entails and the vision behind it?
All right. Like you said earlier in your introduction, it's, more agenda means meaningful development, opportunity for all, realistic reform, and enhanced peace and security. The governor of Delta State is somebody we call the street general, a man with local sense, local context. So his more agenda is tied around his experience with life and things that will benefit the ordinary Deltans. That is his particular concern, bringing the dividend of democracy to the ordinary Deltans. So far, so good. The more agenda has been in action. In fact, has been on course. There have been meaningful development in the state. The governor has created opportunity for all. And there have been a lot of realistic reforms. And talking about peace and security, every Delta, if you have to be honest with yourself, you can attest to the fact that Delta State is quite peaceful these days. And the Delta State Police Command is doing a lot. In fact, the entire security network in Delta State is doing a lot. So that's more about the more agenda.
So I want you to say what sectors, be it health, infrastructure, agriculture, have seen the most significant progress so far? Because you talked about projects ongoing and all of that.
To be very honest with you, I really cannot, because the governor is touching all sectors. But quickly, let me just throw a light on the health sector.
Health, okay.
First of all, His Excellency, the state has been doing what we call renovation of about 150 health centers,
Okay.
cut across the three central districts of Delta State. I'm talking about proper upgrade. And also, there've been a lot of, His Excellency decided to equip these hospitals, the hospitals in Delta State, with sophisticated medical facilities, so that Deltas can enjoy the kind of privileges instead of traveling abroad or traveling to other states to get certain medical attention. As I speak to you right now, the Asaba Specialty Hospital, the Ogara Teaching Hospital, and the Warri Central Hospital, they all have a modern CT scan, talking about machines also for, what's it called, kidney, for those who have kidney issues and all that. I'm talking about other things. That is for health. Because of time, I'll just touch sectors around, and talk about education. Look at what the governor has done. First of all, let me talk about primary education. Primary schools all over Delta State have been renovated as well. More are being built as well. Quickly into technical education. As I speak to you, Delta State has had 9 technical colleges. As I speak to you, and the governor's plan is to upgrade these technical colleges to a model technical college. But already, as I speak to you, the governor is simultaneously building 5 modern technical colleges. In fact, in not just this time, the technical college in Omadino, my brother, if you see that technical, it looks like a university. The governor has finished that project. That's a big one. We're talking about higher education. That is all in education, higher education. We're talking about the 4 own universities that are functioning. We're talking about upgrades, talking about putting standard libraries. We're talking about the Now let me quickly talk about the campus, the Southern Delta University that has been built in Oroque. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like it's a world-class project, and that university will be having 24 hours light power supply. You know, very soon also that will be commissioned. The governor does not joke with education. The governor does not joke with health. I don't want to talk about roads because in Delta State we all know that the governor doesn't joke with road networks. We're talking about connecting, doing bridges that connect communities. You understand? Not just because I want to do road. We're talking about doing quality road projects. My brother, if we want to go outside that, we'll talk about social investment programs. So things that are affected the poor of the poorest in Delta State. We've talked about the DCare programs where poor of the poorest were affected. Those with small scale, as a small scale businesses were supported with grants. We're talking about those that are giving starter packs, or is it the one that over 15,000 widows are being empowered right now with 15,000 every month for the rest of the administration? All this same 15,000 people were also registered in the health scheme of Delta State. There are so much. They are so much. If I continue to list his achievements and developmental strides, you know, through his more agenda, Delta State we won't leave this place.
Okay, the more agenda also emphasizes realistic reforms. So what reforms are currently being implemented to strengthen governance, public service delivery, and economic management?
First of all, in terms of, you know, the Delta State workforce, the Delta State workforce is very, very important to the state, in fact, to any state. And now there'll be a lot of reforms, especially in the civil service. You know, let me quickly talk about one major reform right now that is going to bring on board freshers. You know, unemployment is a problem, is an holistic problem in the world. Every nation has an issue.
So Delta State government is considering employing people.
Let me explain to you now. Now we have what we call a screening and verification exercise going on. This is set up by His Excellency, the state government. And as I speak to you right now, civil servants are being screened for fake results. All right, and also don't forget that a lot of people went to the civil service with fake age. You understand? And so most of them have been, you know, found out. And as I speak to you, we have over more than 300 staffs of the Delta State workforce that have been retired. As I speak to you right now. Now, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen for our brothers and sisters who don't have a job? They will come on board.
Okay.
Because the states understand that. One, we have also ghost workers. This policy for the civil service also helped to mitigate that, where you are working abroad, right, and you're earning salary in Delta State and also abroad. The governor has stopped that. So if you're earning salary abroad, trust me, your job has been stopped. So that will in fact, a lot of people will be happy. And aside that, we're talking about, so let me go about security, talk about these policies. As I speak to you right now, maybe you're not aware that the State House of Assembly passed a law to enable the formation of local community security because of peace.
More like vigilante.
Yes, more like vigilante.
So, but what measures are put in place that these vigilantes are really effective? Because in time past there have been allegations that some of these vigilantes are culpable in the crimes that happen within the vicinity.
That is why you see, in the margin I said realistic reforms. The government doesn't just bring up reforms. They're realistic. Now, in this case you're talking about, the government, the Delta State government has put into consideration these concerns, right? Because of time, I can't really go through all, but in the law that formed this community policing and all these were put in place. All these were put in place. And most importantly, these people will be working with the ordinary Deltans, you know, in the communities. You get my point? Because the truth of the matter is this: just as politics is local, security is local. Because if you want to, that is why it's very difficult most times for the federal government to really tackle insecurity in the country, because you need those living in these vicinities. And you see, this policy covers that. Yeah, it doesn't only favor the security guys that are going to be employed, it also favors the community people, because they're going to be working hand in hand, you know, to curb criminality and all that. So all those concerns have been taken care of.
Okay. Now, there is one thing for the governor to be working, there's another thing called feedback. If the people are having a positive
Yes.
impact. So from your experience and from your field in media,
Yes.
how's the feedback been on the
Oh,
governor's
wonderful.
policy and projects?
Wonderful. Now, you see, um, unless you choose to lie to yourself, the people, that is why anywhere the governor goes to, there's this huge crowd coming out to chant his name in appreciation. Sometimes,
But the truth is, people coming out to chant
no,
the governor's name does not necessarily
I'm not
prove.
done. I'm not done. You see, the governor most times doesn't even plan these things, like people coming to meet and all that. And when they come, you know, there's nothing as sweet as you go to the community where you're not known, and people come out to say, Your Excellency, thank you for this and this and this you did. Not just chanting his name.
Okay.
They mention the things. Because the governor decided, if there's no local government in Delta State you go to, there you will not see the footprint of His Excellency. None. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Let me give an instance. That the governor goes to a free roundabout, and the people come out and say, Thank you, Excellency. Do you know why? You can see the work he's doing there, talking about the flyover. They know the economic impact it's going to bring to their city. Go to Udu Abo Market. They are building a market, over 615 open shops, and lock-up shops, to say, and 120 open shops. Massive structure going on in Udu. They call it the Udu Abo Market. That was a project that was awarded in 2006. And the governor said that I will not abandon any project. Rather, in fact, Sheriff Oboyori has taught us what we call continuity in governance. Do you understand? He came on board and decided to complete every abandoned project. Now, if you are in Udu local government, you see the governor, what would you say when you see him? So when they chant his name, they sing praises of him, he gets excited because appreciation is application for more.
Okay. Now, in a time, in an era of social media, misinformation can undermine public understanding of government efforts.
True.
So what strategies are being used to ensure Deltans receive accurate, timely information?
Well, firstly, thank God that His Excellency brought on board capable hands. I'm talking about starting from the Commissioner for Information, Honorable Charles Yedo Ayagu, and also the media aid to the governor. They're very active because we have people who bring out first-hand information. We have those who their job is to how do I put it? We call them first responders to criticisms. You understand? So, for instance, because the major problem we are facing right now, I believe, even in the world, is misinformation and political blackmail. You understand? And people will see A and call it B, people will see white and call it black. So our job is not just to put out the information about the state, but we're also there to defend those information. Because we have people who will come out and say, no, what you say, that is why I'm so impressed with this administration, that everything you say out there, you can see with your eyes, that you don't have any reason to lie. And so it makes it easy it makes the job easy for us as media aid. We're always online. Like I said, if I see any misinformed article and all that, what I go there, I tackle it immediately. Okay. Immediately. So we're always there because even the governor himself doesn't joke with the media. He's very interested. He goes online, he checks comments, honestly.
Okay, can you share with us some of the next big priorities for the administration as it continues to implement the BON agenda? Because even though some politicians are already looking ahead to election year 2027, but we still have a space of almost 2 years before that. So what big projects, what priorities does the government have for us concerning the BON agenda?
Well, I don't want to oversay things, but I'll be very honest with you. The project on ground for the last 3 years, most of the projects have not been completed for the last 3.5 years. I think His Excellency is first of all concerned about delivering these projects as at when due, one, and delivering quality jobs. That is the most important thing. If you can see all the groundbreaking taking place, Rupana, Ugeli, and all that, there are a lot of projects already approved. Some have already kick-started. Talking about the supply road and all that. His job right now, before the end of the administration, is to make sure that every job that he had approved for construction or whatever is completed with perfect timing, and also making sure that the job is a standard job. That first, I would say that Delta should expect that. If the governor, like I said, is a street general, he can wake up in the morning, all he thinks about, he has so much compassion, and all he thinks about is his people, daughters, and all that. He's also more focused on social investments because he wants, as they work, making people the chop. And that's the word I always say sometimes. I say, as the governor they work, he understands say people go chop. So most of the time, so he doesn't joke with these social intervention programs. I believe there'll be more to come before the end of this year. Before the end of this administration. A lot of social intervention projects will come that will touch lives, because it's not just doing projects, not just building schools and all that. He understands also that our mother and father need to farm properly. That is why we have Oko Fadama. There is a program where he empower farmers, with funding and all that. Let me quickly say something for Deltans to know. The Delta State government also empowered civil servants with farming, with agricultural grants and seeds and all that, because it believes that even as a civil servant, you can also do agriculture and all that in your house. So the governor basically, before the end of the administration, is to make sure that the huge projects that kick-started should be completed, must be completed, because he has done a lot. My brother, more than 100 projects in all 3 central districts. Like I said, the governor can wake up in the morning and think of something. I don't want to speak his mind right now. So that's it.
Okay, so how is the administration using the MORE agenda to attract private sector investments into Delta State?
First of all, for any private investor to come into your state, one thing you must need to do is to make sure there is enhanced peace and security in your state. First and first, which the governor has prioritized security. He has made sure that the Delta State Police Command and other security outfits are not lacking in whatever they want. You can see right now that the Delta State now has, I don't know if you're aware that we have CCTV camera in some strategic places in Delta State right now.
Some strategic places?
Yes, so that, we're trying to upgrade ourselves to the United
Not
States.
just Asaba?
Not just Asaba. As I speak to you, both in Warrior and Asaba, where the camera can even identify your plate number. That's to let you know.
That's good. We hope to see more of that.
Yes. So when investors see things like this, they'll be encouraged to come to your state and invest. You can see the last time the governor went to Brazil with his team, cabinet members and all that. Why? To bring investors. You understand? Because the governor understands that we need foreign investors, and we need foreign investors to amplify the job he's already doing in the state.
Okay, so before I let you go, because we're beginning to wind up, let's talk more about skill acquisition and unemployment, because unemployment is something that especially the youth of this era, they've complained about, and the unemployment rate. So how are skill acquisitions and entrepreneurship programs being strengthened to reduce unemployment?
Well, like I said earlier, the governor understands the pain of his people, and so he has rolled out numerous intervention programs to one, skill acquisition programs where it was spearheaded by the Job and Wealth Creation Bureau. Thousands of people were empowered. Also, the Ministry of Science and Technology also did skill acquisition, ICT and all that stuff. And the good thing about this administration is that it's not just talk. They come to Asaba, you see the people involved and all that, and the names are generated from the social social register of the state. Now
Delta State has a social register.
Yes, it does. Yes, and people were equipped with ICT skills and equipment to work with. I'm talking about the MORE grant scheme. Sometimes your governor understands that a lot of people want to do business, not just skill. And so how do I support them? You give them grants, not loan. You understand? We also have.
So are they tracked? Their progress?
Yes.
Are they accountable?
That is why I wanted to say something now, that if you benefited before, you can't benefit again. Do you know why? Because of the system on ground. They are trackable. The minute you type your name, you understand what I'm saying? Kingsley Ogenekewe, the system will show that you have been empowered through another program, so you can give room for others to enjoy same privilege. So it's not just wasting money. And a lot of them, the good thing again also, like I'm aware of the one in science and technology, where most of the people that were empowered, they came back, they opened their studios, and they are now employers of labor.
So now, finally, what message would you like to leave to with Deltans regarding the more agenda? Those persons that are yet to feel it,
True.
or they are here to realize these promises, meaningful development, opportunities for realistic
Realistic reform,
reforms,
and
and
peace
peace
and
and all of that.
security.
Because even recently, I read in the news about some missing Deltans. So these people that are yet to feel the impact in their communities, what message do you have for them?
Well, first of all, patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. We'd like to encourage all Deltans, home and abroad, to continue to pray for His Excellency to have a great health, because health is wealth. And we all know that the governor means well with the science of what he's doing. All he needs right now is support. We should also shun misinformation. And believe me when I say Ukudu will reach everybody. In no distance time, a lot of persons will benefit. Those that have not felt the more agenda will, because I cannot sit here and tell you that everybody has felt the more agenda. But we must understand something also, that if it benefits your brother, it has also benefited you. And also, if the governor comes to your community and and develops your community, it has affected you as well. Because a lot of people want the governor to come and meet them one-on-one and empower them. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So if you see the governor do something with your brother or around your community, so you benefited. So just keep praying for the governor and support the more agenda. We could reach everybody.
All right. Thank you very much, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Media, Ambassador S.A. Imadipe, for sharing your thoughts with us on the topic More Agenda in Action, Transforming Delta State for the Future. As you've heard, the More Agenda is more than policy. It's a commitment to meaningful development, shared opportunities, practical reforms, and sustained peace across Delta State. We'll go for a break, and when we return, Morning Ride returns.